Was good, y'all? Rich Sosa back in the building, man. And today I just want to say thank y'all so much. First things first to the Rich gang, but also any new members coming through for the very first time. I got 3 different versions of the offensive minded guard that I'm bringing y'all today. Now, the reason why I'm going to be bringing y'all 3 different versions is because first, this build is going to be able to be made 3 entirely different ways. One of them is going to be more helpful on defense, others not as much. So that is why I had to bring y'all 3 different versions, as well as 4 different takeovers, y'all. We get the rim protecting, sharp shooting, and also the post scoring. So be sure to stick through and watch the entire video. But man, y'all already know what y'all need to do. Be sure to hit that sub button if you're new. Don't forget to turn on post notices, because again, I am dropping y'all another banger tomorrow. I am dropping them every day, so you are not going to want to miss that. Going back and forth between the current and next gen. So let's go ahead and get into the making of this offensive minded guard. You want to go ahead and pick the shooting guard position when it comes to this build. Now, let's go ahead and get into the height. When it comes to my liking, I'm going to be going with 6'7", and then when it comes to the weight, in my opinion, it's really optional, but I feel like 209 is going to be really good, and then the wingspan of 7'4" is going to put it all together. Now, when it comes to this body shape, I'm going to go ahead and say right now that Burley looks like it's going to take up much more space when you're playing defense, so that is something that I would definitely consider. Now, let's go ahead and get into the making of the first version of this offensive minded guard. Honestly, I can say that this build reminds me of Kobe as well as James Harden. A little more so around James Harden, but honestly, the stats on this build are going to be really nice. So when it comes to the finishing, go ahead and max out your driving layup as well as your driving dunk. Both of these are going to be up to a 94. And then from here, when it comes to the post control, this is going to be an 80. And from that, that's going to give us a solid 15 badges on the finishing side. So let's go ahead and get into the shooting now. Right here, our mid-range as well as our three-pointer cannot go over an 82. But honestly, that is going to be just fine. When you come and look at the free throw, we're going to be able to either max it out, or you can put it to where you get exactly 14 shooting badges. Again, if you want to go ahead and lower your free throw, you definitely can do so, but I do not see the point in doing that unless you're trying to get better and more badges in other areas. Now, when it comes to the playmaking side, go ahead and put your pass accuracy to a 75. Our ball handle is going to be a 79, and we're going to bring up our speed with ball to an 84. That's going to give us 10 playmaking badges. Now, when it comes to the playmaking side of things, you do take a minor hit on the playmaking badges, but for this rare build name, I honestly say that it is very much well worth it. Now, let's go ahead and get into the defense right here. The interior is going to go up to a 79. Perimeter can only go up to a 65. If you go anything above that, you're going to change the build name. I have tried it, and honestly, it continues to change up the name, so that is something that we have to cap out at 65. But when it comes to the steal and block, we're going to be able to max out both of these. That's going to give us 20 defensive badges. And then when it comes to the physicals, you can max out your speed, acceleration, strength, vertical, and then your stamina is going to go up to a 60. But right here, I'm going to go ahead and show y'all a couple different things that you could do with this build. So as you can see, you can go with a 92 vertical or a 91. But if you go with the 91, you could put the extra attributes in any other area as long as you like it. Do not go above the 79 interior defense. If you do that, you're going to get a paint defender build, and that is something that we don't want. So as long as you stay at a 79, you're going to be perfectly fine. Now, the second version of this build may get a little bit more badges, but honestly, in my opinion, it's not going to be worth it because of that low perimeter defense. If you make this version of the build right here, it'll still come out to the same name. But let me go ahead and take a quick look at the third version that we can make for this build. So from here, what you want to go ahead and do, and honestly, I'm going to be real with you, this third version is probably one of the more risky, but honestly, you're going to be in good hands, because if you're not worried too much about your stamina, go ahead and take a quick look what happens right here. So I'm going to go ahead and drop it to a 60. When it comes to the rebounding, I'm going to drop down my defensive to a 56 and offensive to a 31. Go ahead and put your interior defense at a 79. When it comes to the perimeter defense, go ahead and put this to a 63, and you still maintain the 23 badges that we originally had, but you only take a couple ticks off of your original perimeter defense, which is capped out at 65. You still maintain maintain that interior. And when it comes to the rebounding, all you have to do is get in position and get boards. We all know how it works in this game. So honestly, the third version, in my opinion, is going to be the best overall. Now, when it comes to these takeovers, we get the slashing, we also get the shot creating, sharpshooting, and then we also get the rim protecting. So 3 of the funnest takeovers to use, and then we get the defensive one on top of that. In my opinion, it is always going to be best to pick a defensive takeover second, but if you want to go first, definitely go ahead and do so. Out of all these takeovers, I know that the slashing is going to be the easiest one to get, but if you want to go ahead and pick the sharpshooting one first, that is another really good option. I honestly can say that Spotter Precision is going to be one of my favorite takeovers over Limitless Range, because I feel like Limitless Range relies more on the badge rather than the takeover. Now, when it comes to the second one, again, you can pick a double offensive takeover, or you can go with the defensive one just to be safe, but I'm gonna go ahead and leave that option up to y'all. In my opinion, you already know what I would do, but I'm gonna go with ankle breaking shots just to go with the build name. And as y'all can see, we have made the offensive minded guard with comparisons of Kobe as well as James Harden, y'all. So let's go ahead and take a quick look at some of the key stats for this build once we grind it out to 99 and get that gym rat badge. So we're gonna get a +8 to our physicals, which is gonna be really nice. When it comes to the steal, that will be 99. Add boost to the block, and that's gonna be 99 as well. We get the pro dribble moves, give a +4 to our shooting as well as a +5 with shooting boost, and you're gonna be in the 90s. And then we're gonna get all of the layup packages as well as the contact dunks, pretty much being a 99. Now let's go ahead and get into the badge setup. First, we're gonna go ahead and start off with the playmaking. In my opinion, it's gonna be best to run quick per step on gold. From here, I'm gonna go with handles for days on Hall of Fame. Now, Space Creator is gonna be a badge that is definitely gonna be able to break ankles. If you want to go ahead and switch the tiers of handles for days as well as Space Creator, you definitely can do so. I'm gonna go ahead and leave it up to y'all, but let's go ahead and get into the shooting now. We got 14 badges that we're gonna be able to work with, so I'm gonna go ahead and put on Hot Zone Hunter on gold as well as Hot Shot. But again, if you did not pick the sharpshooting takeover, I feel like Hot Shot can be used in another category instead of this one for this specific and particular version of the build. I'm going to go with also Bronze Corner Specialist as well as Green Machine. From there, I'm going to put on Silver Catch and Shoot. You can put on Blinders if you want to, but if you're going to be using your post control in this game, I would highly recommend Fade Ace just to go hand in hand with that. Deep Threes is going to be another really good badge that you can consider. Again, it all comes down to your preference. I'm going to leave it on Blinders for Hall of Fame. Now, let's go ahead and get into the finishing. We have 15 badges that we're going to be able to work with. So first, I'm going to go ahead and put on Posterizer on Hall of Fame. And you have to make a decision between Heat Seeker as well as Highlight Film. Highlight Film is going to help get your teammates takeovers. Heat Seeker is going to help out getting your own. And with the slashing takeover, I feel like this is going to be a key badge that you want to run. Now, Lob City Finisher, I'm putting it on bronze just for animation purposes. And then from Acrobat or Back Down Punisher, I'm going to consider putting on these two badges on either silver or Hall of Fame. But if you don't want to put on Back Down Punisher, I would highly recommend Acrobat at least on silver. And then from there, go with Hall of Fame Slithery Finisher. Now, let's go ahead and get into the last category of badges, which is going to be the defense. We got 23 that we're going to be able to work with. So in my opinion, I'm going to go ahead and start it off with the most important ones. That's going to be Intimidator on Hall of Fame. From there, the two bronze badges that I like to run are going to be Bronze, Chase Down Artist, as well as Interceptor. From here, to help out with the blocks as well as that interior defense, go ahead and put on Rim Protector on Hall of Fame. I feel like Tireless Defender is going to be a really good badge to put on. At least put it on bronze, or you could go with silver. It really comes down to what you want to do. Ankle Braces on gold is going to be another really good badge, especially if you're playing on-ball defense. Pickpocket with that 99 steal is going to be something that you definitely want to test out. From here, just to help out with that takeover, if you did pick the defensive takeover, Hot Stopper is going to be one of those badges that is definitely going to help boost that. You can go ahead and put on Pick Dodger on either silver or bronze, or leave on Tireless Defender. I'm going to go ahead and leave it up to y'all, but this is the setup we're going with: 15, 14, 10, and 23. Shout out to the Rich Gang family as well as any new supporters showing y'all support. Thank y'all for watching this entire video through, and just know I got another banger coming for y'all tomorrow. But man, y'all already know what y'all need to do. Be sure to hit that sub button if you're new to the Rich Gang, and as well as any new supporters, be sure to run up those likes. Go ahead and share this banger with your family and friends, and last but not least, don't forget to turn on post notifications so y'all can see when I upload every single day. Man, with all that being said, I got one last thing to say. Rich out.